Watari, the FBI has officially commenced its probe into the NPA. I have received a comprehensive list of all 141 personnel working on this case. Somewhere within this group, or perhaps very close to one of them, Kira is hiding. I am absolutely certain of it.
Among the names on L's list is Soichiro Yagami, the head of the investigation, along with his family members Sachiko, Sayu, and Light. Unknown to the police, Light Yagami is exactly who the detective is looking for, a genius teenager walking the line between hero and mass murderer.
I told you before, Ryuk, you must not talk to me when we are outside of my room. People cannot hear your voice, but they can see me talking to thin air. At this prep academy, any strange behavior will be noticed and reported, which complicates my plans.
Light, you have to understand that I am neither on your side nor El Sol's side in this conflict. I am merely a spectator in this game. Whether you succeed in creating your new world or get caught by the authorities makes no difference to me at all.
I already knew that, Ryuk. I never expected a Shinigami to be a loyal ally or a friend. You are here because you are bored, and I am here because I have a purpose. As long as our interests align, I will continue to use the notebook.
It is just that something has been bugging me personally for the last couple of days. I am always hovering behind you, so I noticed it right away. This guy has been following every single step you take since you left your house this morning, Light. Look back.
He does not see me, of course, but I can feel like I am being watched. It is a persistent, heavy sensation that I cannot shake. If L is already sending agents to follow students, then he is much more aggressive than I initially anticipated in my calculations. That man behind us looks like a serious college-bound senior, or perhaps a young professional. It is a pain in the butt, but I will get rid of him soon enough, Ryuk. I cannot allow anyone to tail me while I am carrying the notebook. I am home. Obviously, he hasn't entered my room yet. L must have realized that Kira had access to information known only to the task force, so now he suspects someone in the NPA. My father is at the head of that very force, which puts me under scrutiny. So first, I better find out who L is using to probe the NPA. He wouldn't use the Japanese police to investigate themselves, so he must have brought in outsiders. It has only been 6 days since the leak, yet I have been followed for 2 days already. Let's say they have 50 people probing the NPA. The likelihood of me being suspected is low, but there are too many other suspects for me to be complacent. I need to find out what my shadow's name is. If I can do that, everything is under control.
So, what is the best way of getting his name without raising his suspicions, Light? You're in a really talkative mood today. Do you know why Shinigami write people's names into these notebooks? There are 2 big differences between Shinigami and humans who have a death note.
It is because Shinigami get extra life from humans. Let's say you have someone whose natural lifetime is 60 years. If a Shinigami writes their name to die at 40, those 20 years of human world time get added on to the Shinigami's own lifespan. It is quite efficient.
Extra life? I have seen Shinigami who died naturally, though. Those who sat around doing nothing, living for centuries without remembering to write down a single human name. Well, we are gods of a sort, after all, and most of us have just become incredibly lazy.
Unless they are really lazy, you can shoot them through the head or knife them in the heart, and a Shinigami won't die. But anyway, Shinigami these days don't have feelings like, I don't like this human, or let's make the human world a better place.
They just don't want to die, so they get life from humans, and then they just go on with their own empty lives. Nobody even knows what we're here for anymore. The realm of the Shinigami has really gone to the dogs these days. It is quite pathetic.
A Shinigami like you comes down once in 100 years. No, once in 1,000 years. And the human world is totally transformed. Your existence, the realm of the Shinigami, it is so meaningful. It's scary. And that is true in any age. You're a real fool, Ryuk. If the place is really as gone to the dogs as you say, how about making some changes when you go back? You know, apply some of what you're seeing here. Of course I am an optimist. I wouldn't have thought I could make the world a better place otherwise.
Light, I think you might actually be a real positive thinker. That's the first big difference between a Shinigami and a human with a Death Note. But if you write humans' names into the Death Note, you won't get any extensions on your own lifespan. That is the rule. This isn't about extending your lifespan, though. It's about shortening it. To choose which humans we'll write into our notebooks, we Shinigami look down on the human world from our realm. We have something called Shinigami eyes that make the process much easier for us.
The unlucky bastard who is possessed by a Shinigami. But usually it's just whoever your eye happens to land on. So how do we know the person's name just by looking at them? Well, a Shinigami's eyes can see a human's name and lifespan over their head.
Yeah, that's why Shinigami always know the name of the person they're killing, and how much extra life they'll get if they kill them. Our eyes are different. That's the biggest difference between you and me, Light. I can see everything about that man following you right now.
There is a deal that traditionally Shinigami who drop their Death Note can only make with the human who picks it up, which will give that human a Shinigami's eyes. The price of a Shinigami's eyes is half of that human's remaining lifetime. That is the cost.
Yeah, so if you have 50 years left, that's 25. If you have 1 year left, it's 6 months. Of course, I can see your name and lifespan right now, Light. It is written right above your head in the air for me to see clearly.
93312639. I see. If I convert it to human world time, I know exactly how many years you have left, but I would never tell you what that is. No, that is one of the rules of the Shinigami realm.
And since you aren't on Kira's side or L's side, even if you see the name of the person I want to kill, you aren't going to tell me what it is. In other words, this deal was invented to help humans who've picked up Death Notes.
I ought to tell you, this deal has no advantages for the Shinigami. I can extend my life using anybody. And with those, I can look at anyone and know what their name is. Give me half of your remaining lifetime, and you can have a Shinigami's eyes.
A god of death can extend his life by putting human names on the note, but humans cannot. A person can shorten his or her own life by using the note. The human who becomes the owner can, in exchange for half of his/her remaining life, get the eyeballs.